Hello everyone, welcome back to Missouri Farm. I'm Hitman82. I'm joining Mike. Howdy Mike.
Hi, Hitman.
And we've got Rickster. Howdy Rick.
Howdy, howdy.
And we've got Squirrely behind me. There he is.
Hello.
Right, so today, you guessed it, we're doing some harvest. So we got another harvester, at least another one. They're the same except for color. And, well, the model number's a little bit different, but they're the same harvesters. Okay, so you guys are going to do some harvesting. So Squirrely, looks like you're on tipper duty.
Yep.
And I'm going to go buy some more cows. There we go. Yeah, so we had our nice big milk sale last night, I think. So there was no milk, so must have sold it. But we want more. We need some slurry and obviously more money for the milk. So now that we can feed the cows, we'll buy more of them. How many do we want? Oh my gosh, can I only buy? I can only fit 2. This is Squirrely's fault somehow. Squirrely, how come we have such a small cattle trailer?
Because we can't afford a bigger one yet.
Okay, that's a good reason. That is an excellent reason. Not when you're spending $5,000 a cow. Better be good milk. I think this one will give us chocolate milk. It's worth a little more. Okay, so where do I connect them to? Is that right up front, I think?
Yeah.
Who was it that did them last time? Was that you, Mike?
No, it's fad.
Ah, it was Fad, okay. We got 22. Oh, I didn't confirm it.
I'm gonna come back and clean up this little edge here.
Go breakneck speed down this road. Wow, there's a lot of people walking today. Look at them all. Seems to be the same people all the time. I guess that makes sense in a small community. Guess I could have gone closer before I backed in. Right, so what do you think? 30 cows? Is that going to be good? I'll be 5 trips.
That'd be a good start.
I was going to say 50.
Then were you? So you're volunteering, you're going to switch after I do the first 10 and you're going to do the other 40? Thanks for volunteering, Mike.
Yep, that's fine. No worse than doing 1 row of potatoes at a time. For about 3 days.
Yeah, let's not. Oh, speaking of which, I'm looking at a mod that digs up the potatoes. Like you hit it first and top it, I believe. I haven't used it yet, but it looks like you have to top the potatoes first, and then you go along with the tractor and use this thing that digs up the potatoes and puts them on the top, like on the surface, and then after that you go along with another machine that scoops them off the ground. So I might give that a try. Plant some potatoes. I'll get the mod to working first before we go plant potatoes though. Maybe we'll aim to get that done this week. So maybe next week and maybe we'll have a potato harvest. I was thinking maybe we'll get field 4 for that. No? No takers? Nobody wants field 4?
Yeah, we can do that.
Sure, go for it.
That's the one, the northwest. That thing is huge. It's huge. Look at it. We're not gonna do that. Well, I'm not. Yeah, it must be getting close to time to buy another field. We've been yakking about how to spend our money, and there's so many ways to spend money and only so much money to spend, right?
We'd have to lease this field though. Can't afford it right now.
Which field? 4?
4.
Yeah. No. It would take us forever to work that field with any of the equipment we got. Yeah, let's not. You know, there's the swap body for the you know, this little cattle or livestock back that goes on this guy's truck. You can put one on a trailer as well, so we could actually pull 4 cows at a time with the little trailer. Okay, 2 more trips. Then we feed them. Then we go over and make sure that those 3 are still working, and then we'll go start feeding them. Yeah, I can tell at a glance you're all working.
Just drinking my tea while I'm going on, that's fine.
Using GPS.
Not on this machine, I wouldn't be. Bit of string attached to it maybe, that'd be about it.
Put it on your phone. You could use the GPS on your phone and then use... Yeah, probably not. Jeez, look out! Come through! Oh my goodness, there's so many people who just want to run in your way. Just like real life. Wow, this is a sim. People don't look, they just walk across the road. Of course, none of these people are carrying phones. Or at least not in front of their faces. Everyone excited? 5 more months. Farm Sim 19.
Yeah.
Hopefully. 5 more months.
1 more month for the official release of the information as well.
Is it?
Or more information, yeah, June. I believe. I think it was, what was it, FarmCon or whatever it is that they do.
Oh yeah, cool.
Thank you, Squirrely.
No, no problem.
Oh, so I've been, this week, you notice we don't have any new mods. That was my fault, of course. But, I got a mod for, Factorio. And, it's kind of like Agrarian Skies for Minecraft, where, but in Factorio you're on the ocean. And you've, you know, you're only standing on this little tiny speck of land, so you have to use, it comes with some Bob's mods as well as Angel's mods. So you start off with these electrolyzers, and you take the seawater, and then you get minerals out of it to make the crushed stone, and then you can use that to make landfill, and use the crushed stone to make mineralized water to make your ores and stuff. So it's kind of neat. It's very tedious. Got inserters now, so at least I don't have to do all the stuff manually anymore. But it's a bit of a go, bit of a bit different. I really like it. And toying with the idea of a series for it, but we'll see. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna take this and park it somewhere. Let's keep it. Find that 385. Where's that? The Ursus.
It's over by the bale barn.
Okay. Oh, good. You put the forks on it for me. Thank you. Okay, we got the bale barn. Oh, we're gonna need another tractor. Preferably one that's a little cheaper to run. Take a little run by the field, see you guys working. Maybe you can run into somebody. Probably that Mike guy. He hasn't been run into for a while.
I'm not fertilising this time though.
It's really doing donuts over there, I think. Trying to flatten all the grass down. That's okay, there's tons and tons of grass fields. As you can see by our money, doing pretty well on it. Almost enough to make up for all the money I spend.
Those
Almost.
trees I planted look ready to be cut down too.
Oh, really? Have you planted any since?
Nope.
Okay, we'll have to plant another couple pallets then. Just kind of keep them going.
Yeah.
One thing I like about this tractor I'm driving right now, this Zetor, is you'll be like an owl and move ahead all the way around. You don't get, it doesn't stop at the back. I don't know, well, not really realistic, I guess, but oh well. Oh, this has got TMR in it. Alright, so I want it unload. Oh, wrong button, that's why. Story of my life, isn't it? Let's see. I'll try here. Oops. Spin around in circles. Are these real bales out here in front of the barn?
Yep.
Or are they just decoration? Okay.
There's two.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're real.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna use.
I ran out of room.
I'll use the forks on them since we don't care about puncturing the wrap since we're gonna use them right now. Okay, and a straw bale. Chopping for bales. Welcome to Bale Mart. cramped in here. It's doing squirrely. Being nosy.
Yep. Making sure you're working.
Hey, it's me.
That's why he's checking.
Oh, be quiet, you. Nobody asked. Alright, so let's see, we'll get the animals sorted. I don't know, we got 30 cows. I'm hoping to get 100 at some point. Depending on how much work it is to maintain them. Where we're not on seasons, things are a little bit different. Or I should say, things are no longer different. But having played on seasons for so long, it's kind of weird not to have it. Certainly easier for making videos though, isn't it? Like our setup times seems to be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Gives us a little more freedom when we're playing off screen too. We don't have to worry about, you know, what season it is.
Now, just how long you're on using the rented equipment.
Yeah, well, we'll get that sorted too. We needed the money, and the only way to get the money is to borrow the money and lease. But anyway, we're getting there. Now we got. Oh, I forgot about how heavy this was. Front end of the tractor came up a little bit. Oh, I've done this on my backhoe before. Hauling skidding big trees. Front wheels come off the ground, bouncing along when you go on hills and stuff.
They don't steer good that way, do they?
No, they do not. No, it doesn't have rear wheel steering.
Sure it does.
Not on
Brake
purpose.
pedals.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, and you know, I'd have to unlock it. Actually, it is unlocked, but I mean, unlock the brakes. Thinking differential. Well, no, the differentials isn't locked. No wonder I can't turn. Can't steer. Alright, so there's the TMR. Let's have a looky at the queues and see what we got here. Oh, first, not much there for soy. We'll see what we get from this harvest. We get some wheat and barley to sell, but prices aren't all that great right now except for soy. Oh well. We'll get that sorted. Whoops. Ooh, okay, we need water, straw, and grass. Well, that's easy enough. The straw, I think I might just go with a forage wagon and pick up some of the straw to dump in the cows. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Whoops. I just heard the USB tone as my on my solar power. It just my freezer came on, so it tripped my my what the heck's it called? The UPS, the power supply. Tripped that, so and it's connected to my USB, so it comes up and tells me when it's done. So anyway, so anyone who heard the beeping, that's what it's spooked. That's why I have a UPS on my computers, because I'm running it on solar power, and those little surges are not good for computers, as I'm sure you all know. There's no such thing as a little surge on a computer. It's still running. So I turned it off.
Be a little surge on your bank balance otherwise.
Well, I leave my computers running 24/7. Just turn the monitors off. But I never have parts fail, because you don't if you don't turn it off, you don't get that big shock when you turn it on again. Oh well. A good bit of the power to my computers comes from solar anyway, so that's good. Had a bit of meltdown on my solar power this week. Literal meltdown.
What happened?
Well, I have these 4-gauge cables going into. There's a little bus bar inside the panel, and I assume what has happened is the bus bar is aluminum and the cabling is copper. So I think what has happened just with the heat, because it gets up about between 60 and 80 degrees Celsius in there, like on the bus bar, that the contraction, the expansion and contraction from the heat on the cabling wiggled it enough that it came a little bit loose, and then you get corrosion in there. And anyway, so the resistance was too high and the heat kept getting worse, and the bus bar had a plastic cover over it, and it melted that and melted the insulation on the wires. So I stripped that out and put a 1-gauge cable in instead and bypassed the bus bar. That should fix that problem. A 1-gauge cable is much bigger than a 4-gauge cable, and if you're not familiar with those, when you think of your typical extension cord, that would be 14 gauge, and smaller gauge is bigger. So the size of the cable, you think about your typical extension cord, and then a 1-gauge cable is about as big around as your little finger, probably. Big cables. Anyway, so been monitoring it. It looks like that fixed the problem. Gee, I hope all this straw goes in there. Oh, let's go through this way.
Which way are you going to go, Mike?
Don't mind. If you want to do another row across there, it's up to you. Just keep going
I'm
around in
just
circles to
trying,
keep the
yeah,
pipe
just
out on
trying
the
to keep
outside.
the pipe out, so. Trying to, anyway.
Get out of the way, cows! Move out of the way! That was awful, I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. That's it for straw? Uh-oh.
Dump it on the field.
Yeah, I'll dump it in the field and then we'll bale it.
Yep. Just make sure you're moving when you dump it rather than just leaving it in a pile.
Well, actually we're not... Yeah, that could be a little fun, bit of a challenge. Yeah, I guess I'll dump that back in the field. Need to get some grass for them too. Oh my gosh, you gotta be going fast. Like full speed. Oh well. That's gonna be fun to bale. Oh well, we'll just make Squirrely do it.
Yeah, I'll just back the baler into it. Be good.
Nah, actually, you should be able to just go along the sides of it. Or we could just use the that windrower and cut it in half. And,
Yeah.
And actually adjust the belts to split it into 2 or 3 piles. It's kind of neat. Okay, so I guess I'm done with this for now. I'll have to go with the mower and pick up a bit of grass too. Oh, maybe we'll do that now. Oh, sorry, Squirrely. Did I? I guess I wasn't in your way. It was close though.
No.
Wasn't on purpose. I didn't even know you were coming through there. So. I had, I would have left it out there a little further.
We're keeping him busy.
Good.
Rick's sitting there full and I'm at 85%.
Oh, here, I'll grab a truck and come over and give a hand to
No, I
catch up
got
a
it.
bit.
I'm here.
Will it take all that? Oh yeah, okay, you're only...
Yeah.
Should do.
Whoops. Alright.
Go ahead and catch him, keep him going. Since I'm already stopped.
At least you managed to make it to the end.
Just about. I missed just a little tiny piece.
Mm-hmm.
The end of the field as you know
Just
it.
because of the angle.
You get about 51% or something like that for one run along this field.
Well, I was gonna go along beside the field here and harvest the grass, but it looks like there's not a speck of it left that isn't run over. I'll go over on this side, see if I can get over there before it gets flattened. Oh crap, that's not what I want to do. Ended up
Picking up some straw.
picked up some straw. I was getting set to go in and mow anyway. Yeah. Darn derp. That's derptastic. Is it picking it up? Yeah. Some of it.
Thank you, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
This forage harvester makes kind of a weird ticking noise. Like it sounds like a ratchet on a wrench.
It's probably supposed to be the tines flicking. The balers do the same as well. In real life.
Mm-hmm. So I saw a video today of they've got a looks like they modified a baler or something. It goes anyway. You use it on a beach, and it's used to pick up debris off the beach, and you tow it behind a tractor up and down the beach. So I saw that, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's great. So you're picking up all that nuisance seaweed and stuff. Well, it's too bad about all the critters that hide in that on the beach. You know, there's an ecosystem on the beach, and you're driving over it with a tractor and picking up all this stuff. Yeah, that's a good job. Somebody thought that through. Yeah. Only thinking that, I think, because here where I live, there's a big shellfish industry with like the oysters, and the law is you're not allowed to drive on the beach, and so the people who are harvesting the oysters are down there with their, you know, the 2-ton trucks sitting on the beach and driving on the beach, or with their pickups, so they don't have to walk to their tenure. And meanwhile, nobody else is allowed on the beach, and they really shouldn't be driving on it because, you know, all the stuff that drips off the vehicles and goes straight into the water, and then they're crushing all the stuff along the edge of the water. And anyway, a lot of fuss about that here. Life on these little islands. Yeah, we hug trees, so what?
Yeah, we have one of those near where I live. We're cleaning the beach.
It's I think it's pretty destructive to the ecosystem to be had driving on the beach like that. I mean, it's bad enough having all the boats on there and all the stuff they could spill and all the runoff from the land, but
yeah,
that's a pretty significant impact when you've got. And not only that, I mean, where I live, a lot of the local economy runs on tourist dollars, and then you've got all these vehicles driving on the beach. Well, what do you think that does to the beach for having the people coming who come here and they're just sitting on the beach and swimming and all that stuff. But I don't know.
Oh, here it's just used for cleaning up the garbage that's people left behind.
People should be leaving the garbage. But anyway. Oh well. Oh well. Getting cranky in my old age, I think.
Glad I'm not getting old.
Old and cranky like me, Rick.
They also got one for cleaning parks for cleaning up after geese have been there.
Oh, the geese, yeah. They're a bit messy. There's a farmer here, he gave up trying to grow oats because of the geese. We have Canada geese come over every year and they just demolish his grain fields. Especially as they seem to go for the oats. Don't know why. It's a grain is a grain. Yeah, and it's not easy to go out there and chase those geese away. More likely they'll chase after you. Oh, speaking of, since we're yakking about birds and nature and stuff, yesterday I was out working in the garden and the towies, these little birds were going crazy, just screeching and going on in the woods, and I was just like, what is going on? I went over to look, and I was about 20 feet away. This big barred owl lifted off, a big owl, and flew up in one of the trees looking at me. So they were all screeching around it, so I don't know if it's raiding their nests or what's going on, but they were not happy to have that owl there. But this is during the day. It was like lunchtime. During the day, the owl was out, I assume, getting food out of their nest or something. Should be enough grass, hopefully. So there you go. Nature walk. Nature walk with me. I'll just call it what I see. I see 2 harvesters in a truck, and everybody's in my way. Especially that Mike. Shouldn't say that, he's gonna back into my way. Look at him, he's crazy. He's coming right at me. Get my rifle. Alright, so we've got some grass for the cows. Get a good load of it. It's probably more than we needed, so now I'm gonna have to dump that somewhere too, probably. Maybe in the sheep.
Mike, do you want me to go ahead and start on the sunflowers down south, or?
Need a different header for that.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not fussed.
Or do you want me to do the canola right down the road here?
Probably best to do the canola since you got the header on there for it. 723.
Yeah.
Yeah, canola's down there. Then you got sunflowers down at 5 and 6.
Well, we got too much grass here too, but I'm gonna just keep it in here for now.
And corn on 22.
Did he get another header?
Yeah, we'll need there's actually a corn or a sunflower header, but I don't see the need for it when a corn header will do the job too. So I'll lease one. Header. Oh, there's no green one. Oh well. Sorry, Mike.
How about
I
I go down and do the I go down and do canola and Rick can start down on 22 and that.
Okay.
Alrighty, and we are at about the end of our time for today. So we got some fields harvested, and we bought some cows and fed them, and gotta get some water for them. Oh, I was gonna show that on screen. Oh well. That's what I was doing with this truck here. But anyway, I'll have to do that off screen. Great, so thank you everyone for joining us. We'll go through the list here and everybody can say their goodbyes, and we'll start with Mike at the top.
Bye.
Rick.
See you later, folks.
Squirrely.
Have a good one.
And bye for now.